good. Could you do me a favor, Cesar, and get the YouTube up on your just to see if it looks all good?
Currently,
Cool. Think we're all good.
yes, sir. You're live on YouTube.
Cool, brilliant. Well, we're good to start then, guys. Cool. Teething issues, guys. Right, starting things off. Same as always. You can see my screen, yeah?
Yes, sir.
Good. Cool. So starting off with the disclaimer, guys, you know the drill. Everything you hear during this live stream is just an opinion of responsible day trading. It's not to be taken as financial advice. Don't spend money you can't afford to lose. Don't spend your wife's money. Don't spend your family's money. And this presentation is for educational purposes only. So don't be copying the trades that we're taking because they might lose and you might lose all your savings. So we wouldn't suggest doing it. I've already gone ahead and checked the news. We don't have any today. Responsible Day Trading website, we're currently making some changes, so we're unable to access all of the sections at the moment. We do have our courses now split up slightly different. We've done it so that it's more affordable for people. So we've broken it down into more bite-sized format. We're going to have a combination of the NinjaTrader platform fundamentals with the RDT curriculum sections 1 to 4. That's in English on the website, and Spanish, I believe, is just on Udemy at the moment. So for those of you that don't know, Udemy is just a big platform that sells loads of different courses. We're hoping that by having it on there, we can reach a wider audience. So more people can.
We can't see your screen. We got a disclaimer.
Yeah, yeah. So we're just going through this at the moment. And then afterwards, we'll be going on to the charts.
Oh, no, but we cannot see the website if you were showing something.
No, so the website currently is undergoing
Got it.
changes. So yeah,
Let's
that's why I'm just
okay.
talking through it. Cool, no worries. So yeah, so that will be up and running hopefully today. So you guys will be able to check that out. For Udemy, you could just go over there and search responsible day trading. As I said, that will all be on the website. So for now, we can get straight on into the market. There's no red news today, no orange news for the rest of the day. So we're all good on that. First of all, we're going to have to get our daily chart up. Yeah. So we can obviously clearly see to kick things off direction clearly to the upside. We're above the EMAs. MACDs are above the zero line. So just off this, you can say anticipations in the overall would be more to the upside. We did make a decent pullback. We picked up a lot of strength in these BBs as well as we were coming back towards those EMAs. With the amount of strength and the strength of the price bars themselves, we had a very good chance of overrunning the area. And that's exactly what happened. Came down here, we've got those white BBs signaling a potential end of the trend in that direction. And we got the quick turnaround, breaking back inside of the Bollinger Bands, creating a bit of a W pivot as well before pushing on back to the upside. And we've had a really strong push off that area. So the BBs are continuing to push up. So we're at now 52.41 for the price. Currently, the potential of a double bar right in here. So it'll be interesting to see what happens throughout the day. I was looking at the charts earlier and we have had some pretty decent movement. We're going to get up the 28,657 now, which is our next higher time frame chart. Cool. So all these drawings, I believe, we're just creating some more lessons at the moment. So that's what all these random vertical red lines are. So 28,657 direction again, clearly to the upside. Now we did have some really decent strength going towards the upside. As you can see, price action just grinding, pushing its way up, breaking through these divergences. We did have this divergence here with the white pivots, and then we got a first fairly decent pullback into the area of those EMAs. Similar thing as we saw on that daily chart, almost a bit of a W pivot in here, almost resetting those MACDs, everything getting back in tune, and then we've carried on pushing to the upside. And then this morning, pre-market, we've had a bit of an M pivot in here, MACD leading a lot lower, showing us that divergence, which we love to see, and price following suit and giving us a pullback to the EMAs of the larger chart. So right now, we're going to be at the EMAs, which are fairly strong to the upside, a nice widened spread. So we would have anticipations of creating some sort of bounce. We've also had this big flag reversal bar right in here. And we're currently just hanging out by that 28,657 EMA. MACD's coming into the zero line, fairly weak. You know, if we're zoomed in like this, they can look like they have strength, which is why we have to make sure that everything is stretched out just a little bit more, just to give us more perspective of what's going on. Without further ado, we can then get onto our trading charts. That'll be the 10946, the 1597, and the 233. The direction, so we are above the EMAs. However, we are below the zero line on the MACDs. As we're between these EMAs, you'll often see a lot of a lot of choppy price action, perhaps indecision at times. It can be a bit tricky to trade. Some people like it. I used to get chopped up a lot, so I try to avoid it mainly. If you just go back on your charts just over time, once we get between those EMAs, it's just a lot of this kind of action. It's just a bit choppy because you have one of the EMAs acting as support and the other one acting as resistance. When they are slightly wider apart, though, it does give us more room to run. So it is more feasible. But as we're kind of consolidating between the areas, you have more sell orders and more buy orders all building up, accumulating in that area. So usually when we do get a movement out of those consolidations, they usually do yield a good amount of strength. We did have also some good opportunities earlier on. I started watching the market around, trying to get my bearings with American times. I was thinking about this short earlier in here, but I wasn't really convinced based on the strength of the MACDs at the time. A bit of weakness. It was around lunchtime, so volatility was a bit lower. But earlier on, we did have some decent movement as well. My connection's been lost. You guys still hear me okay?
We can hear you.
Okay, I think it's just NinjaTrader. Bear with me. Did anyone take any trades earlier today? How's everyone been finding the market? No screen time today from Tim. Did you actually have to do some work today, Tim? Couldn't sneak away and look at the charts, no. What about Cesar, Davies, Dennison? Did you get any trading done today? Cesar took two shorts. One was a stop loss. The other one, target and break even. It's break even overall. Davies will be uploading his to Discord. Davies has been doing really well recently on the MNQ, actually. So we'll look at those charts later. Dennison says yes, but it doesn't know why it doesn't show him on the charts. Are you referring to your entries and exits, Dennison? Yeah, so as Cesar said, you just press Control and E, and that will show your executions. Also, if you executed on SIM as opposed to a different account you may have, then you'll have to swap onto the account which you took the trades on. For those of you wondering why this is grey, it's because I'm on Lindsay's computer and I do not want to accidentally hit one of the order buttons and execute trades on her accounts because she trades more contracts than me. So that's why it's currently on SIM, because I don't fancy dealing with that funder if she comes home and finds out I took a losing trade. Cesar, while this loads up, would you be able to get your Discord up to show people trades? Not sure Lindsay has it installed. Cool. So Cesar's going to share the Discord at the moment. Don't want to. We do have it here, but there's a lot of private chats in there, so I don't want to just open it up and assume there won't be anything confidential on there. I'll let you screen share now, Cesar. Alex, are you new to responsible day trading by any chance, or have you been here?
Actually, I've been there for a long time. I just haven't really traded much.
Okay, cool. Have you mainly focused on the ES then?
That's correct.
Cool. So how did you find responsible day trading in the first place?
Neighbor.
Sorry?
I'm a neighbor.
Oh, cool. Oh, awesome. Right, brilliant. Well, the charts are up now. Cesar, whilst the charts are up, we'll just talk about this for now, and then as the market starts to slow down, then we'll bring out all the Discord stuff. Cool. So where was I? So between those EMAs, we would expect a bounce to the upside, especially of how weak those BBs were on the 28,657. Let's go ahead and bring that up again. Maybe not, hasn't loaded yet. So between the EMAs, and then we are at my data frozen. 348. No, it's really slow. So between those EMAs, so the bias from that would be more to the upside. We're weak in the BBs, just getting back inside of those Bollinger Bands. Blue BBs attempting to make the reversal bar on the higher time frame. Bit of a flag reversal on here. We can see if we close above that previous price bar. If we do, these blue BBs could be attempting to roll to the upside. 1597, we've got a big retracement divergence in here. So it's the difference in the pullback, pulling back about 50% here, but in those MACDs, only pulling back around 30%. So that gave us indication that the price wanted to push up some more. And with retracement divergence, we often anticipate it to give us a pullback into those next areas. When we have divergence, it acts more as a powerful, just a powerful way of moving the price more. But with the retracement divergences, we more so anticipate it to give us a pushback into a next area. And then once we approach that next area, then we can reassess whether that area is going to hold or if in fact we are going to pull up higher. Right in here, the retracement divergence was in here. And now we're getting the pullback into that next area. So we had the area of resistance, and we also have the EMAs here, which are also acting as a potential area for resistance. Turn on some lights, it's quite dark in here. So now, as we're at these EMAs, we're assessing what's going to happen. So we're paying attention to these BBs. We're looking at what is going in favor more to the downside and what's going in favor to the upside. So in favor to the upside, we had the EMAs here, direction to the upside with that higher time frame bias. But because it's that higher time frame chart, we know it takes a lot longer to turn around. It's almost like the old man of the group, it just takes a bit more time. But in the long haul, the overall picture does usually carry out. But paying attention to these BBs, they're weak. So we could just carry on pushing to the downside. More to the downside would be the EMAs on the 1597 being open fairly wide and spread. And we could also be using this area here as resistance as well. We've got that MACD 0 line in here. BBs are slowing. So there is the potential for a push down at the moment. We're then looking at our entry chart. Say, for example, if you were interested in short trades, you'd be looking for what you could use as an entry opportunity. So you'd be looking at things like reversal bars at this area. You've got the hard close up, hard close down on the 1597 just before here, coming off that area. Also now almost creating a flag. We didn't quite create it. We've got some buys coming in there. Just need to pay attention to the time just so we know. So it's 1/4 at the moment. So I'm currently not interested in any shorts at the moment. It's this kind of look here. It's what Lindsay used to refer to as a high heel kind of look. She doesn't really call it now, but it's almost, it could be an inverted kind of head and shoulders here in the overall. So you could have a shoulder there, a head here, and another shoulder here with the neckline being around here. So currently I'm assessing these BBs here to see how the strength picks up. Are we going to get that separation between the BBs, signaling a bit of a deeper pullback, perhaps to this EMA up here, which would then be going in tune with the picture that we're getting told right in here. So on the flip side, would I have been interested in a long position? For me personally, I wouldn't have felt comfortable going long or buying right into these EMAs. Could you have done it? Yes, you could have, especially going off how large this retracement divergence is. And also in here, a bit of a retracement divergence between these two pivots. But we're going into those EMA areas. And as we know, the EMAs are an area which people feel very comfortable taking trades. So you have people essentially buying here, so going with the overall perspective. Then as we're going to be approaching that 246 level or that 244 level, they're going to be areas which a lot of people are using to enter trades against these long positions. So they'll be looking for the sales. So for me personally, I would want to break out of these EMAs, or I would want to see something that's more compelling. If we're looking at these BBs, so they are fairly weak. So we are slightly overrunning that zero line. And you'll find that we often do that a lot. We'll often cross the zero line temporarily, and then we will then cross back to the original direction and carry on pushing. Looking on the micro perspective between the two recent pivots, we've got a bit of divergence here, potential for divergence. Now, a lot of the time when you have this divergence on the 233 and the BBs here are really weak, this can often be the catalyst which then helps these BBs roll over, which will then give us a signal to the downside. When you're thinking about a trade opportunity, you need to think about a lot of different aspects. You need to take into consideration how far does the trade have to run to the next area, which could be used as a trade against your trade idea. So if you were thinking about a short here, which you wouldn't have got into, we didn't have a reversal bar on the 1597. You had that potential for divergence, which now looks to be not a potential anymore if this BB carries on pushing up. And you can see now we're getting that separation in these BBs. Now you'll be holding off, you'll be waiting to see what happens once we approach this next area of the EMAs. As we're approaching the area, we're going to be seeing, are these BBs spreading wider? And if they carry on like this, by the time we get to this next area, we're going to have a good chance of breaking through that area. Price bars are picking up fairly strong. Hard closes, it looks to be. These BBs on the higher time frame are picking up a little bit more. Just going to turn on the lights, bear with me. Can you hear that, Alexa? Or are we good? Good, cool. So now these BBs here are starting to roll to the upside. Let's take a peek at that 28,657 again, just to see how it's changed since we last looked at it. If I can find it. Bear with me. Dennison sent his trades in. Let's have a look at those. This was a trade short plus 4 points after bounce at the zero line. 1597 was a late entry. Let's just get this up for everyone. Short in here, was it? 41.80. I think I was talking about this one. So this was earlier on in the day. Was a little bit late, but so Denison's using a 2-point risk here. Was a little bit late. So if we're going to be entering the trades late, it's just managing that risk efficiently. If you know you're getting in late, you need to be, as Denison, I'm sure he knows, same with similar chat we've had with Tim. Once you're getting into that trade late, you need to be really moving that stop quicker because essentially that is the risk is jeopardized. You can't hear me, Denison? Is it better now? Tim can hear, we can. Right, so these people can hear me. But I like the entry, Denison, especially with these BBs picking up here. We're getting that separation in the strength. So we've got a good chance of breaking those lower Bollinger Bands. We're getting the roll in the higher time frame MACDs, using the top of the band as resistance to push them down, especially these BBs here. You can see each one, the separation is gradually increasing. And then with these BBs here, absolutely smoking, getting that ultimate retracement divergence off the edge. So you see it. So I can see what you're looking at. You're looking at this ultimate retracement divergence here. That's sliding off the band. And then we're getting loads of strength down here. Let's see, you took a fixed target. So that must have been a 1 to 2. Yeah, so 2 to 1. Risk to reward. It's a great trade, Denison. Love to see it. Tim saying late in, early out. Absolutely. In late, out early. But really well done. Yeah, that was a great move. Won an extra few points, but we're never really going to be able to catch all of the move all the time. It's just not a realistic expectation. I still find myself, I wish I could say I don't. I still find myself, when you get out early and you're there looking at how many extra points you could have had, and yeah, it happens. But great trade nonetheless. Now these BBs are starting to roll up with blue, starting to pull away in that one BB that's still yet to print for 5,000 ticks left. So a lot can change, could end up getting a reversal bar to the downside. Could potentially also have an M pivot on the 1597. These are all the things that we've got to constantly assess when we're making decisions in the market. It can be really easy at times to get sucked into a perspective and not want to shift your opinion on the market. I used to have that a lot. I'd be thinking about a short opportunity, and then the short opportunity would play out and it would pull back, and I'd still be thinking about a short instead of just recalculating everything that's going on. And here you could say pretty much level, but it's almost like a retracement divergence, right? Because we pulled up practically equal pivots here, but leading higher in the price. So technically it's still a divergence or potential for divergence at the moment. It's obviously a potential because with the we don't know if it's a full divergence until the price is played out. Going back to what I said earlier, we've got the potential for an M pivot in here. We had a double bar with this one here. We had the potential for divergence here. And with the potential for divergence, it could help these BBs roll over. But as we're rolling over, where's the next area we can get to? Back into those EMAs, right? So if you're into this trade, you need to be paying attention to 42.75 level or 42.43 level. Remember, the EMAs, as with all the areas on our chart, are areas. Even though it's specific to this price level, we know that people will use them as areas, similar to how support and resistance. It's not the exact line itself. It's like a point either side or a point in general. So you'll often see some people using boxes for their support and resistance, or some people will use lines. So right now, we could be having continuation bar to the upside to go with the narrative of the higher tick chart over here. But again, where are the areas? 46, 246. So we'd have 2 points away of travel. But on here, we would have 244 or 245 level. So we're just being constricted. We're being pushed between those two levels. And when we're between such a tight area, the longer we build up in this tight range, we have people on both sides entering either sell positions or long positions. And with this, you're going to have stop limits on each side. And when you have those build up of stop orders, it means the direction, once we push in one direction, all those stop orders will be getting taken out, which will then fuel the move in that direction, which is why we often get those larger moves following consolidations. I would be more comfortable. What I would like to see for me personally is these BBs roll up here, getting above that 10946 EMA, having a small pullback and going to the upside. But what I want to happen doesn't mean absolutely anything to the market. It's going to do what it wants to do. Like I said, you just got to build the narrative of the opportunities that can present themselves on both sides of the coin. So you've got to be looking for the buy opportunities and the sell opportunities. Cesar said he agrees with that situation, the scenario, the ideal scenario. Something as well, longer price just hangs out in these areas. It can be really tempting to just suck you in, draw you into those trades, which, yes, they can work out, but in the long run, you've really got to look at what opportunities have the best strike rate, the best rate of winning. And there'll be times where you will think to yourself, oh, I think it's going to do this, but I don't think it's the right thing to do because of the area. And it will go on and it would have won. And you'll be like, wow, I could have made 10 points doing this. But over 100 trades of doing it, you need to view it like that. You've got two areas which are creating support here, resistance here, resistance above here. So you're giving yourself less chance of it working out in the long run. You have so many areas in the way. Ideally, you want to have space to run. So to your next targets. But otherwise, you have to constantly reevaluate. You have to second guess yourself as to, should I be in this trade? Was it the right thing to do? And then you come back and then you do your analysis, your post-market analysis, when you review your own trades, and you tell yourself, why did I enter that? Why? Well, it's because you were probably sat there for an hour watching a slow market and you just get sucked into opportunities which aren't as clear cut. Now we've pulled up to the 1597 EMA, rather the 4181 EMA, and we're having a potential flag. Potential for divergence here. So will the potential for divergence with this flag help these BBs roll over? Blue BB to the upside here, 1900 ticks left. We'll see what happens. For me personally, I know Cesar and Davies are usually similar. And this is something that Lindsay's had to drum into us, is put an emphasis on the close of that 1597 bar. Dog might start barking, so apologies if she does. The thing with waiting for the end, this is why we have the tick counter. When it gets down to 50 ticks, you'll see it go red. I have mine on green because I like to think of it more as like a go signal, like now's the time. Then you've got a flag right in there between the EMAs, 2 ticks left. So that closes the flag. You have the potential for divergence here. BBs are fairly weak. These BBs are still rolling to the upside though. So it's a mixed bag. Could you enter in a trade? Yeah, you could. But it's just not a comfortable spot. I see reasons for it to push down a bit more. But then the entry chart EMAs are not as strong, right? So I used to be really cautious about trading into the 233 EMA. Not so much nowadays, but here we go. So that potential for divergence is now looks to be playing out. The weak BBs here are now trying to roll over from that flag reversal bar, but now we're pulling into that next area. So are we going to get some people trying to push the market back to the upside? There's a high probability that there are going to be people wanting to buy here. Now price is trying to push back up. And we're just having that large consolidation, right? So now the buyers have come back in. We've used that zero line as support. So as I said, the accumulation area can be key once is broken either to the upside or downside. Absolutely. And we're probably going to see a pretty decent move, especially we're at 7:30 now. Was that 7:30? That's 7:30. Usually we'll see an influx of volume around 7:30 or 8 o'clock. Oh, wait, sorry, that's UK time. So here it'll be 2 p.m. roughly. See an influx of volume. Can vary slightly by like 10, 15 minutes, but usually around that time, market starts to pick up. Around those times with that increased, increase in the volume, you can often get a lot more orders. And with those orders, you can then break out of those areas, which is why often when you see market open and market closing time, the price is a lot more volatile. You can see, even though we had that flag reversal bar and we had the potential for divergence here, we've just then pushed back into that next area, which was then going to be the next potential area for a push up. And now we're creating a flag to the upside. So if you were in the short, the next area for a bounce was hit. So you'd really have to be micromanaging your positions. And it's just not as calming to be in the trades where you have to constantly manage it. So can you trade it? Absolutely, you can. It depends on your tolerance, on your threshold, and what you enjoy. But for me personally, and this is because I remember speaking to Jason a couple of years ago, he just said it's a chop zone. So especially beginner traders, it's like you see signals for both directions. So you're better off just studying it, really, not being emotionally invested by entering trades. So that is what I would advise. So now we're looking at BBs popping up in the price. So will this be the move which can get us out of this bit of consolidation, that chop zone? But now we're back into the next area of resistance. Blue and up still here. Let's try and get the 28,657 up if it wants to load. Hello, Jason. How are you doing? There might be a storm about to happen here, so hopefully you won't lose connection. Did you get any trading done today, Jason, or were you back to work today? Just getting on it now. There's a 28,657. Oh, looks like we're finally popping up. See if we're getting that roll up from the zero line. So it looks like that reversal bar, which we saw earlier, that flag reversal bar, looks like it might be playing out, rolling off the EMAs, rolling off the zero line. As we said, when we looked at this earlier, of how weak we were coming into the zero line, there was a good chance of the rolling up, especially with the whole daily bias being to the upside with the strength in the MACDs. Oh, so that BB trying to pick up. But now we're back into that area of potential resistance, right? So we tagged that 46 level, maybe one tick off. Now we're assessing what's going to be happening. So for those of you that don't usually trade the evening session, it can be really good. When I first started, I used to just trade the morning session, and it can be really quick, and it can be overwhelming at times. You can second guess yourself. And it wasn't until, I started chatting to Jason, he recommended taking a look at the evening session. You just find that the price action tends to be more clean, less chop. I know we are in a bit of a chop zone now, but if you are new to trading, I would definitely recommend checking it out. Yes, there's going to be less opportunities, but just the pace of the overall market will be a bit easier to learn on, just to assess how the MACDs are moving, how the price is moving, how the price bars and the reversal bars like correlate to the movement. So it's definitely worth taking a look at it. Anyone want to give their impression of what they see? Davies, Cesar, you can unmute yourself if you want to speak.
Hello, sir.
Hello.
Okay, I'm going to request control.
All good. Don't enter any trades.
Okay, can you see me? What?
So don't enter any trades. You're gonna have to click on the chart and then yeah, you're good, bro.
Okay. Yeah, what I was saying previously is that we have this area of accumulation in the 1597. We have a small support and resistance, if you want to call it like that. And what I meant by these areas being key for the price to move in either direction is because we have this big EMA on the 1597 that is being used as resistance. And but also we have on the 10946 the MACD is below the zero line. So what I can predict that it could happen on both scenarios is that if we have a breakout to the upside, we're going to break above this EMA. We're going to be above this EMA as well. So probably if we have a breakout, come back to this area, we can have a good chance to continue to the upside because we are above these two EMAs on the high time frame. But also we have mixed signals here because we have the MACDs below the zero line. We have this MACD below the big one. So this can be used as well as a resistance area. If the price move down and the price breaks this, let's call it support area, what I would like to see is the MACDs crossing below the zero line, going below this previous pivot. We are already below the zero line on the 10946. So probably if we are looking for shorts, I would like to see some accumulation right here, the price breaking below, running below this previous pivot, MACDs below this area, and probably moving below these EMAs. That's the scenario that I would like to see. Why am I doing emphasis on this area? It is because it's using the big EMA as support. So if the price breaks this area and uses it again as resistance, we will be having all the elements to move a little bit further down. The price
just-
will be
Let
below
me
the
keep the mouse a
EMA
sec.
and then
Sorry, I need to let someone in.
what?
I need to let
Can you see
someone
me
in.
now?
Yeah, I need to let someone in the room. Bear with
Oh,
me.
okay,
Yeah.
that's okay. So I was making emphasis on this area in particular because we are using this big EMA on the 10946 as support. So if the price breaks this area, it will mean that we're moving below this EMA, probably use it as support turn into resistance. And when we are doing this, if the price keeps moving down, we will have the two elements that we need to be on the right side of the trend. The price will be below the EMAs and the MACDs will be below the zero line. So I will be very aware of where the price goes. If it breaks above this area right here, we will be moving above the both EMAs. MACDs on this area will be above the zero line. But if we move below this area right here, we will be moving below the EMAs and below the zero line. So we will have to be aware on where the strength of the price is going to focus, and look for other indications to see if we have good uh, uh, probabilities to continue in either direction. But right now, I think we're stuck, like you said very well, we're stuck between these EMAs. So I will be waiting for more information to take a good decision.
Hmm. Nice. So again, it's just patience.
Yeah, that's the key. That's the thing that probably is a little bit more difficult for some of us.
Hmm. Yeah, absolutely. And again, now we're at those EMAs again. The area of resistance. Again, we've got a bit of a potential for divergence on the 233. I personally wouldn't be interested in a short though. Just not a fan of the price action at the moment. Just kind of grindy. With the grindy action, of course, we can just keep on pushing in that direction. But with the higher time frame resistance, I'm really hoping that we get some influx of volume. Maybe in 20 minutes time, we just break out this area. And like you said, just getting back in tune with everything so we can see the same picture on all charts. I'm more thinking it's got a better chance of going to the upside. Just the way how the 10946 is kind of reset, come into those EMAs, bit of an inverted head and shoulders, and just waiting now to see if we can break above those top Bollinger Bands, and then be lovely if we could pull back into the higher time frame EMAs and a potential long opportunity. Like you said, for the short, I'd be something similar. I'd want to see a bit of strength pushing us down, and then I'd be looking for something like an ultimate retracement divergence, for that kind of outside roll, skid kind of look for a short opportunity. But yeah, for now, it's a tricky one, especially with the MACDs and the 5097. They're weak, but price action alone from the 5097, not enjoying it for the look of a short. I am just anticipating it eventually to break out that top EMA on the higher time frame chart. Just see now if I can get the other charts up. So the daily, you can see still that potential double bar price, almost at the exact same area of where we closed yesterday. I'm sure that 28,657 is probably still trying to roll at that zero line. Oh, is this the pop we've been waiting for? A nice looking price bar on the 1597. Davey said the market smells long. That grindy kind of looking price action looks to be winning out at the moment for some more continuation. Jason says 4181 looks strong up with a lovely retracement divergence. Right, I'll get up the other charts. We can talk about these as well. So Jason's been looking at this, similar to the retracement divergence we were talking about earlier, right in here, playing out for the long. I'll get up the 610 as well. I usually don't use the 610 and the 4181. I usually just stick to the 10946 and 233. I did used to, when I started out, I used the 610, similarly to a lot of students, just because it moves a bit slower. However, over the past year or so, price bars have been getting so long, especially on the 233. Sometimes you're getting bars out of 2 points, sometimes even 3 points. So with that, and a couple of years ago, the volatility was really high. So I swapped out to the 233 and the 610. Sorry, 233 and 10946. I know Cesar uses, or he was using the 4181 610. Are you still using that, Cesar?
Yes, I use the 4181, 1597, and 610. I like to have um, like the closest EMAs, one from the other. But I'm always looking at the high time frames like the 10946 and the 28,000, just to have a better understanding on where the trend is going. And I use this set just to see the most actual information to have a better understanding on what's the right next movement for the price. So I can take an entry like better, a more precise entry, so
Are
to speak.
you trading the 610 close of a price bar for entry now? Or do you change between 1597 close?
Um, I try to look at the 1597 and 4181 to I look for both of them to close around the same area to have uh
Like more
how can I say it, like
confidence in it?
yeah, like both having the same information and closing at the same area around to be more confident on the continuation if I'm looking for one, or a reversal bar if I'm looking for that. Because right now, if you see the 1597 just had a flag reversal, right? But it's 2800 still going on the 4181. So if they have closed around the same area, I will be more confident in flag reversal, giving all the information like the crossover on the 4181, the EMA used as resistance, the zero line used as resistance. That will be more appealing for me to take a short in this particular scenario.
Looks like seeing a potential. Some downwards movement. I'm just going to use the 10946 again. So, like we spoke about earlier, into that potential area of resistance. Now we're seeing that potential of a flag coming in on the 10946. BBs have snapped in at the moment, but now we're pulling into that next area of potential support. 233, again, we had that divergence potential. And then with that big flag in here. So now back into that area, back into that accumulation area again. We would have taken out some of the stops in here, sell side liquidity. And then back into the accumulation area. So if you were going to take a trade, this one would have been the most ideal just because we pulled away from that area and taken out some stops here. Would I have been thinking about it? No, probably not. Tim, what would you be waiting for yourself? I know Tim loves one of these 610 trades. So I was wondering if you would have been caught up in the middle of those EMAs. So Jason's sent in some of his technical analysis. Jason loves his high time frame trend lines. Lots of touch points, as you can see, trending to the upside, pretty much to the tick. As you can see, just like the way Jason trades, everyone trades slightly different. So you can combine different parts of technical analysis with like the fundamentals of using the tick charts and the MACDs. Of course, the EMAs. Taser says he could be looking for a short. For those of you that didn't see the message, it might be having a massive thunderstorm here, so we might lose Wi-Fi, but hopefully we'll be all right. Check the YouTube. The YouTube. I forgot to hit record on the Zoom call. That's okay. Would you be looking for a retracement divergence, Cesar? I personally
No, I
wouldn't.
think um, my scenario will be the same. I mean, um, while the price is moving in this area right here, I'm not touching the computer. But um, after we break this area right here, like this resistance and this support, will be more interested in looking for something. But right now, what I see is probably more um, shorts and longs. If you um, put the 4181 back up,
Yep, I'm grabbing a set. Just
because
grab the mouse.
right now the most, thank you, thank you.
Right.
Right now, what we have is what we were seeing, what I was saying before. We have this crossover, we have these EMAs used as resistance, MACDs below zero line. So this will tell me in the short uh, period of time, probably we're looking for more, uh, more down, more short. Um, I mean, the EMAs are not helping a lot because you can see a lot of weakness in this area. In this area, right here, we have a lot of weakness in general, but the overall scenario, I think I will be waiting for shorts, but after the market gives me enough reasons to believe in that.
Mm-hmm. Might get some volume in 5 minutes. For now, I feel like every time I'm doing live market analysis, it's a waiting game. That is
Yeah,
80% of what we do, is just waiting for the right moment. Those BBs are picking up on the 1597, but do I trust it? No, not really. Could it work? Yeah, sure, it could.
yeah.
There's-
Sometimes we just have some burst of energy, and that can confuse us to believe that uh, we are starting to see that strength in the price, but it's just one burst of energy, and we go back to where we were for like in this area. For example, we have these long bars closed down and moving this range. Probably I was thinking that probably we were going to see this final breakout to the downside, but came back up, and you can see how the uh, bars are closing right in the middle of every bar.
Mhm.
So until we see clear information that uh, can confirm one trend or one specific strength to either direction, I will be more comfortable taking something. But right now, um, we're still grindy.
Yeah, for sure. Pretty slow, to be honest, isn't it? I mean, we started when, see if I've got hotkeys on here. That's what I might do.
I don't know if you want to make a full analysis of the day, or where we could have had good opportunities for a trade.
Yep, sure. I'm going to swap out this though, because I prefer the 10946. It's just staring at it for so many years, it just feels more comfortable. Right, going back, market open starts here at 8:30, right? Yeah. Out in here. Cool. When we started the day off, I'm gonna try go hard right. Oh, you've still got the mouse Caesar, by the way. Caesar, let me remove your mouse access a second. Oh, taken it off. So we're gonna go hard right edge just because it just helps. Well, it's too easy in like retrospect. Started off, went off. We would be over here. Had that big M pivot, right? So with that big divergence in here, fairly equal pivots in here, and then leading so much lower in here, giving us a good indication that the market's going to give us a pullback. So then we combine that, we look at the 1597. We would have had the anticipations of a potential pullback, just leading so much lower. It's just then timing when it's going to happen. On the 1597 here, you can say we've almost got this type of divergence here, leading higher in the price, pretty much equal. So you could view it as it's not actually divergence, but then you can view it almost like a retracement divergence, right? Because the BBs are pretty much equal, apart from the price has been leading higher. So then we have the anticipations also in agreement with the narrative of the higher time frame. We then combine that with the weakening of the BBs here, the slow and rolling. Like when I said earlier, when you see that slow and rolling, usually on the 233, there's a divergence or a retracement divergence that can go along with the same narrative. And then look in the price here, big retracement divergence, pulling back like 80% in the price. And then in the MACD's putting like 20, 30% back. So that's a great indication of it going lower. But, that was pretty much at market open. So that one would have been pretty hard to catch, especially with the influx in volume as soon as it hits 8:30. If you did miss that though, you could have potentially caught one of these pullbacks in here using that top Bollinger Band on 233 as the strength is picking up here in the 1597 BBs. By that time, you'd be getting that rolling action over here. But I personally wasn't watching the market at this time. You could have also perhaps caught one of these pullbacks in here. But with these sharper pullbacks, they tend to happen very quickly. I'm not the most comfortable with taking those really quick pullbacks. I know some people are. Something like this would have felt more comfortable. This is actually started actually opening my charts. So I missed this one. I was thinking about the opportunity right in here. So at this time, these BBs over here, they were hugging the bands a little bit. Obviously, as we look now, we can see it ends up rolling off the bands. But at the time, they were starting to get a bit weaker around the Bollinger Band. So I was a bit unsure of getting in on this part. But the EMAs, as they were opening up wider and spreading, this kind of look is what you'd see for continuation. If I was going to be anticipating a long, usually I would see almost like a triple bottom kind of look so the EMAs can weaken and lose some of that momentum. I didn't know if it was just going to be an overrun of these EMAs for continuation to the upside. But then when we had this really weak pullback here, couldn't cross the top Bollinger Bands, we had that flag reversal for continuation on the 1597 right in here. This nice bar here and also this smaller bar here for a place to put your risk. So that was a nice opportunity. I didn't expect it to go much further. So, and I'd also just sat down, so wasn't too keen on taking it. Did get a decent move, and then we got a pullback, deeper pullback here. So I've been looking at this recently with taking these trades. A lot of the time with the quicker pullbacks, when we zone in on the entry chart a bit more, you'll see that you'll often get this kind of snapback look, and that can often be a good entry trigger when we are picking up the strength on the higher time frames. Just need to blow my nose. Cesar, do you want to do? You can talk about the next opportunity on the 610 4181 if you're there. If not, I can do it.
Yeah, I'm here.
Cool. You can request the mouse again. Cool. You should be good.
Yes. Yeah, I agree with what you were saying before these areas, what you had on the 233 when we saw uh, the crossover of the EMAs and the price using the small EMA as resistance to continue down. I think it was around this area. Uh,
Yeah.
Probably if uh, I was looking at the market at that time, I would be thinking about the same thing. Like you can see how the price just stopped around this area below the EMA just to have this flag reversal, and you can see all the strength that we had on the MACDs, BBs, uh, with distance from each other outside of the Bollinger Band. Probably this area would have been nice to have a trade. Um, Actually, I think it was around. Yeah, I was in this area when I took my short. Uh,
Is that between the EMAs? Yes.
no,
No, is it not?
let me move this.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was between the EMAs on the 4181.
So
Um,
that's like an example of what we were talking about earlier. For those of you that Tim, this is why when you sometimes take the EMA inside the EMA trades, I'm a bit uncomfortable, but they seem to work for you. But just looking at that 4181, it's that kind of buy zone, sell zone. So there's that indecision or accumulation, if you like. Sorry,
I
Karen.
understand. I understand what you're saying, but you're going to be in the middle of the EMAs at
Hmm.
some point in one
Yeah,
chart. So
yeah, for sure.
you will have to assess where if it's a good trade, if it meets the parameters that you're looking for in your trading plan, you have to take it. But I mean, in you're going to be in the middle of the EMAs at some point in any trade that you take. Like for example, I saw this accumulation right here. I was below the EMAs, below
Hmm.
zero line. I think I saw one hard close down around this area that I think it was here around here when I took it. The price came back down, so I thought that it was moving in my direction, but we have this pullback that stopped me out. Then I saw uh, this close around this area, I think, uh, and I saw this close around this area. No, probably around here. Uh, and I took another short. So this went in my direction. It took my first target. So with this first target, I was on break even, but I just didn't want to risk anything. I thought that the price was going to continue to the downside. So I moved my stop for a break
Hmm.
even. So I was just a little above uh, my initial starting point. So
Did,
that's why I just have like 2 or 3 ticks profit. And then I just closed my computer because didn't, I was not sure to
hmm.
uh, wanted to be on the market at that time.
Did you
And
have
also
your?
I had,
Sorry,
what?
Karen.
No, I was going to say that I just had to do some other stuffs for RDT. So I was thinking, well, I already had my trading time. I didn't have the results that I wanted, so I'm going to close my Ninja Trader and move to my other um, responsibilities with RDT. So I just close on Ninja Trader and continue with other stuffs. But
Hmm. I'm just seeing a
um,
big old flag reversal bar at the moment on the 4181. You want to just press the charts forward to see what's happened currently? Hmm. Was your risk in the in a good spot for that trade?
Right now?
No, when you got caught in the where the red line is, did you manage to get in
Oh,
a decent spot for your risk?
it was right above this area, this accumulation area, but
Nice.
this small little uh you put the adjective stopped me out and then
Hmm.
went for the direction that I wanted. Um, but yeah, I didn't want to look at the market at that moment anymore. So, mm, but it,
Unfortunate.
but look, overall, I think I did a good analysis because after it hit me on the break even on this area, it continued moving down. I don't know if you can have the ruler.
Oh, it's indicators, and then it's third one down.
This one. I think I took my other trade around this area, and if we measure, yeah, 13 points. So I was not too wrong about the reading of the market,
Just the
but it
timing.
just yeah, I just this pullback to the EMAs. Probably if I left my stop loss and at
Hmm.
the and in the original point, probably I was going to be fine, and I was going to have my first target around here and my second target around this area. But you don't want to risk, um,
Absolutely.
yeah,
Yeah.
much. Even after you have your first stop, you just want to collect as much as you can and uh, end end the day with green on your control center. But I mean, I'm not feeling upset because the reading was right. The price moved in the direction that I thought it was going to move. It was just statistics that break even, but
Hmm.
it is what it is.
It is what it is. Right, I'm gonna grab that mouse. Oh, I miss. Well, so Tim said, I'm more of a scout mentality, trying to enter on a quick momentum pops or flushes, then exit quick or hold for the 5 points. Let's see what's happening. And will this be the one? Is the 4181 going to roll? Is the 1597s that tiny divergence here with the divergences on the 610 going to be the one which rolls? Tim says, love it. Says, our way to keep the spirits up.
Thank you, team.
Yeah. I feel more confident on this going down, this opportunity. Um, just based on the look of the 610, like the pull up, the sharp pull up for the reversal bar. Let's see if we're going to break those bottom Bollinger Bands in 1597. If we can, that'll be a good indication for more continuation down. So right in here is where I'm currently looking. So a nice flag on the 4181. Straight into those higher, oh, maybe not. Fast forward a little bit. Mm. In the words of Lindsay, it'd be like, y'all, we stuck behind a rock in a hard place, is what she would say for sure.
You're looking for more drama.
Yeah, she would wait for the drama, y'all. Thanks, Dennison. Have a lovely day or evening. Take care, bro. Not been very pretty to to be brutally honest. Could you have traded it? Yeah, you could have. Would I like to trade it? No, not at all. The dog might bark, so I might mute myself. Do you want to get up let's see, the Discord?
I have it ready if you want to share my
I'll
screen.
let you screen share. You should be able to
Yeah.
screen share.
I think you have to stop.
Okay, yep.
Yeah, you can see my screen now.
Yep.
All right. This was Davis trade for today. He's actually being very active on the micro Nasdaq. He has been showing us very good results for his trades. What did he?
Is it $2
I think he
a
was what?
point? Is it $2 a point for a micro Nasdaq?
It is. Yeah, it is $2 a point. For the micro. I think he was looking for a long in this area and he got stopped out.
See you later, Davies. He's heading off. I think he's quite late there, isn't it? It's like 9, 10. So the risk for what, 100 ticks? So he's risking 200, must be, or is that one contract?
I'm not sure. He's just putting the entries, but he's not showing the
4 contracts, 50 ticks.
yes.
4
4
contracts, 50
ticks.
ticks. That'd be 200, wouldn't it, Davies?
That's a lot for 3% of the of your account balance. That's a lot of money.
That's 100.
Okay.
I thought that would be 4 contracts, 25 ticks. Anyhow, regardless.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a big number. Okay, right after he took this long, I guess he was looking. Yeah, he was looking at this retracement
Yeah.
and this distance from this pivot to this pivot on the MACD. So he took this long in this area. He was profitable. Then he saw this divergence that he marked. Well, potential for divergence on the MACDs and on the price. He took this long.
It's great entries considering how flat the EMAs are, just that sideways action. So it's like the perfect spot to take those trades.
Yeah, and he was looking to get only to this EMA. Probably if he will have been looking for the resistance area, he will have more uh, profit because you can see how the price went back to this resistance. He just stopped at the middle.
Yeah. But still
And
decent risk to reward, assuming it was 100 ticks. So, 2.5 to 1.
yeah, and this last trade, probably a snapback.
Yeah, really nice.
With the white babies. Again, looking for a bounce back to the EMAs.
I understand that target more just on how the EMAs have opened up a bit wider, as opposed to the other previous target, but still good risk to reward for the previous one. That's some good trading, Davies.
Yeah. I mean, he probably has his own strategy. I mean, no, let me rephrase that. He has his own way to look at the market and use the RDT strategy in his favor because we can see the retracement divergence right here that it's working for him. We can see the divergence in this area, looking for this long right here. and we can see the snap back in this area, looking
Mm.
for the price returning to the EMA. So uh, in a way, he's looking for the entries that RDT is teaching, but he has made or customized them in his own particular
Mm.
way of looking at the market.
And it shows
Um,
how adaptable the strategy is. So when it's ranging like this, you can take those
right,
divergence trades, the snapback trades, and then when it's
correct.
trending, we can go for those ultimate retracement divergence kind of trades, or you could trade the reversals like Jason's always doing. So yeah.
Yeah, right. In my personal view, I will not be comfortable trading in this area because EMAs are very flat.
I
Probably,
used to. I used to take those trades a lot. Yeah. And I ate my
yeah,
lunch. Yeah.
yeah, and
But
probably I will be looking for this
mhm.
divergence around this area, probably. But yeah, it's something that Lindsay says all the time. You can be looking for longs and be right, and I will be looking for shorts and be right. We just have to adapt when is the right time to take either longs or shorts, and both will be right at some point. It's just like you say, the RTT strategy is very flexible, and you can adapt it to your own trading style, and you can read the market in your own personal way, but always aligned with what she's trying to teach us.
I think we might be getting a push up.
Uh, you wanna
Yeah, I'll just
you wanna share the screen? Let me stop sharing.
we might be three. I can spray that top Bollinger Band. Let's see if we close out. We've got 6,000 ticks left. It's like we're trying to. 1597 BB's trying to pull up. We've just lost power. So no, we haven't. We're good. Hmm. Liking the looks of it. It's more promising than it has been. Chat we've missed. Hmm. And get the other charts up. 4181's really trying to pick up the pace in that MACD in the BB. We're looking good currently for that continuation. Now, for me personally, I'm waiting for a pullback into the 233 EMAs before I consider anything. I'm not personally thinking about a short currently. Doesn't mean that it won't work. BBs are fairly weak on the 1597. Potential flag reversal bar, potential divergence 233 with a snapback potential as well. It's slow.
That's what happens when this grinding market, when you think that you're seeing some strength in one direction, look at the current bar and
Mm-hmm.
The price is telling you no, not yet.
So now we're having that potential for divergence on 233. Could be playing out. Big bar
Mhm.
flag 1597. But yeah, like you say, just a bit of grind going on. Pops of strength, bits of grind, pops of strength. Using that higher time frame EMA as resistance, coming back down to that area again. Fairly big bar on the 1597, so I wouldn't have been able to get in that for my style of trading because I would have wanted the 45.75. Okay, it would have been 2 points. So if you were 2.5, you could have got in. I'm 2 points, so I wouldn't have been in that. But you did get, it wouldn't surprise me if Jason has taken that, to be honest. Back into that area again.
You can see how the MACDs on the 1597 are pushing below the previous. There you go, and breaking that resistance. So probably that will be the indication that we were waiting for. Probably we're going to see that movement down that I was talking about earlier.
Something that would make me more comfortable for the pullback trade would be if we like pull down to this support level, a small pullback into the 1597 EMAs with whilst outside the MACDs for that outside roll. That would be somewhat comfortable spot for me for a short. Are we going to get it? Big bar on the 10946, big flag potential, 1500 ticks left. Grab 28657. I don't know why it's refusing to come up. Would you still be holding off until your setup that you spoke about earlier played out? Or would you be more comfortable with a pullback trade? Or would you still want to be it making it down back here?
Right now, I think. Let me request control. Okay, right now, like the price is, if the price closes below this area, and since the MACDs are closing already below this area, I will be looking for shorts. I will not wait for the price to get to this area. I will be taking it right around this area. If this bar or the next one closes below 42.75, um, I will be feeling confident that the price is going to continue down. Um, Also, you can see here, all these bars are closing uh, down. So this is an indicative that the price is trying to push up, but it's not uh, able to do it. So it's closing around these areas right here in the low area of the bars.
Yep.
So if I was looking for shorts, I will be expecting for the price to close below this area right here. So it will continue down around this area probably. And since we are looking at strength on the MACDs, probably that will be something that I will be feeling comfortable with taking. Only if the price meets all those criteria.
I just want to, I just want an influx. I just want just a breakout in either direction. But I mean, it's 1:30 now. So what, 15 minutes gets a bit gnarly, in the words of Jason G. Hmm.
Can I see the 4181, please?
Sure. And 10,946, we're still just sat on that zero line. I haven't rolled
Mm-hmm.
to.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to stay in this area again or a little bit because it's not really sure the price where it wants to go. You see how this bar made all the way down here but came back up. So
See that
this is
15.
this is what I mean when I say that I'm looking for the 1597, 4181 to close around the same area. You can see how the 1597 closed down here
Mm-hmm.
and then it went back. Uh, so if the 4181 will have closed around this area, in the same area, I will be 100% confident that the price is going to continue down. But since we only had this close on the 1597 and the 4181 closed around the middle of the bar, that will be an indication for me personally that is going to continue moving in this range right here, and it's not really ready to break down and go for that short
Mm-hmm.
that I'm looking for.
Now, it's retracement divergence on the 1597, but I'm not trusting a short. It has been a weak pullback, but if we weren't in the area that we're in, it would be more enticing for me, especially if we end up pulling into that 41.80 on EMA, 41.81 closes out, and then we start to roll to the downside. But
I agree, but if you look at on a different perspective, you can see that we are using the EMAs as resistance and probably the zero line as resistance as well. So I'm keeping my uh, my point of view looking for shorts
being stubborn,
a little bit.
in your nature, mate, isn't it?
Have a good one, team.
See you later, Tim. Take care. All right. What is the time? When are we running to? Are we running to the hour?
Hour and a half.
When did we start? Has it been an hour and a half?
Right now we are 1 hour and 30 minutes.
Yeah, so an hour and a half.
Mm-hmm.
So we're done.
Yes, one like 90 minutes.
Yeah, so it's so we're all good then. We're good to close up shop. I think we are. I'll just do a summary then for those watching on YouTube. And let's check the website. So just to reiterate, guys, the platform, the RDT Core 1 is now on the website in English. Includes NinjaTrader platform fundamentals, so the workspaces, everything that you need to get set up. You've got all the indicators. You can have your charts looking just like ours. And that'll be sections 1 to 4. And then later on, there'll be sections 5, 6, and 7. And any other additional material we put on there will be on the RDT Core 2. For the Spanish stuff, you can just head over to Udemy and you'll be able to find the Spanish curriculum there. Tim's trying to join again. I'm not sure why. And then apart from that, you can check out the website. It's going through an update at the moment, but it should be good by tomorrow to check out those courses. But yeah, for any Spanish speakers, go and head over to well, Tim, you left, mate, so we just thought we'd start wrapping things up. So yeah, so for anyone who wants the English course, head over to Responsible Day Trading website, go to the courses section at the top, and you'll see RDT Core 1. And then for the Spanish stuff, you can head over to Udemy. All that information, though, will be on the website tomorrow for you guys to see. But if you got any questions, Tim? All good. No, all good. All right. Well, in that case, guys, have a lovely day. Take care. See you all later. And I look forward to catching y'all on the profitable side. Oh, damn. See you later, guys. Bye bye. See you later. Bye bye. Bye bye.